Hey everyone, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm Nishagni, and this is Nishagni Tarot, where you receive inspired insights to create an empowered life. Today, I just wanted to talk a bit about a topic or something that's been sort of bugging me for some time. So, I'm a member of a couple of spiritual groups online, and one of the members of one of such groups recently told us about an issue that they're facing. A spiritual account that offers tarot reading services has copy pasted a reading that one of my co-members has posted on their account on Instagram, and published it as one of their posts. Now, here's the thing. So that person who has done this, that account which has posted my co-members content on their account, have credited the original creator of the post. But the problem here is twofold. One is that the crediting has been done way at the bottom of the post, somewhere close to where the hashtags are. Now, that is one issue. So, because first off, how many people do you know actually read through the entire length and breadth of the post from start to finish? Right? So I certainly don't. And if I read a post, I automatically assume that it is the owner of the account who has created that post. And I'm sure that a lot of us do the same as well, right? Now, that's one of the issues wherein, although this person has credited the creator of the original post, the credit is not really visible. So that's one of the issues that's been bugging me a lot. The second is, where does consent come in? Now, the person who has taken the content from my co-member's account has not asked for their consent, and so they have not sought permission to paste this content in their account. Now, this brings up another issue about, is crediting consent? So now, when it comes to social media, or any sort of content, for example, there is always the belief that it's not plagiarism if you credit someone for their, or if you attribute someone for the content that they have provided. So in this case, my co-member's name or account handle was mentioned in the post. So technically, it's not plagiarism. But the problem occurs about when there is an issue of revenue loss. So in their book, Free Culture, Professor Lessig says plagiarism is sort of like a picnic table, right? Now, if there's a picnic table in your neighbor's house and you pick up that picnic table and come and place it in your backyard, then that is real theft because you are stealing a tangible object, right? But if you look at a picnic table in your neighbor's house and you're inspired by the idea of having a picnic table in your own house, and you go to the store and purchase your own table and come and set it up, then it's not technically plagiarism because you are being inspired by the idea that you have taken from somebody else and you are implementing it in a form of a sort of a representation from your own perspective. So that's not plagiarism. So the idea here is that taking somebody else's content as a source of inspiration doesn't make it plagiarism, which is true. But the problem starts to happen when there is a word to word mimicking of content that has been copy pasted, and second, when somebody else's post starts to have a revenue impact on my post or rather on my business. So in this case, although my co-member's account was credited in this post, when people read the post by the other account, they begin to believe that the content has been written by that fraudulent account or by that account who has not actually created that content, who has not provided that service. And since a lot of people don't really read end to end when it comes to social media posts, that belief can be extremely toxic and debilitating for the actual creators, right? This kind of reminds me of Benjamin Franklin's quote, there is much difference between imitating a man and counterfeiting him, right? So imitation is, as they say, is the highest form of flattery. And if you imitate a person's content by using that as an inspiration, source of inspiration, then that's perfectly fine. But if this imitation becomes counterfeiting, wherein you copy paste word for word from a particular post and you put it on your channel, then that becomes problematic. That becomes a case for plagiarism. Even if you have given, or rather an attribution to the person who has, who's been the progenitor of that content, right? Your business and your ability, or rather your reputation as a service provider, starts to take a hit because of what has happened, right? So no, if just assume that there's a person who's been copy pasting from multiple accounts, and they take the best content from everyone, and sure, they credit them at the bottom of the post, but nobody really knows, so right? And people start to believe that this person is actually creating this content. They're coming up with these ideas, they're coming up with these amazing thoughts, they're coming up with these services, and they are so impressed by this content that they pay that person money to seek their services. And the person who's really created that content loses out on that money, loses out on that business, and may even come into a risk of being dubbed themselves as plagiarists or content thieves at a later date, especially if they're a small business, right? Especially if they don't have a large following, right? That's when the problem happens. Now, common sense would dictate that, let's just contact this person, ask them to take the post down, or report their account if they don't. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of us hesitate to do so. A lot of us would think at least 10 times before doing so. And there might be multiple reasons for this, right? One could be that we don't want to be dubbed as immature, and picking a fight with another public account could work to our detriment by showing us as someone who's immature, who's not with the times, who can't handle the real world. And so we might be extremely insecure, and we might be thinking that our position in this world of social media is precarious, and because of that we want to maintain the status quo. We want to make sure that things go on as they are, so that our position in social media is not hampered. And especially if the account who is doing the copying, who's doing the plagiarism, is a bigger account than us, we want to make sure that we don't make enemies of their friends. Another reason could be that our past experiences of standing up against such plagiarists could have backfired on us, and therefore we are now worried whether doing so again would create the same problem for us. That is something that we might be thinking about as well. And another thing that we might be thinking about is looking at our short-term comfort rather than long-term gains. So we're looking at our short-term comfort, but why do we challenge the status quo? Why do we rock the boat when this is not a long-term issue? Then this is just a one-time thing. And finally, what we're doing is one of the reasons why many of us hesitate to stand up against such plagiarists on social media might be that we are confusing crediting or attribution with consent, right? Now, just today I read this post on the Instagram page called Gaze Family, where they said, to practice consent is to respect every person's right to decide which experiences they want for themselves and the ones they don't. So that is what consent means. And when you, as a content creator, realize that your content has been taken and copied by somebody else, and yeah, sure, they may have attributed you in that post, but you did not seek this sort of engagement. You did not seek this sort of copy paste of your content onto somebody else's account. And so, although they have credited you, it is not really consent. It is not consent. It is attribution does not exclude the person who has copied your account from becoming responsible for the wrong things that they have done. At this point, what this person is doing is basically this: they're showing their arrogance against you. And I don't think there's any card better than this one to represent how these people are treating genuine content creators who are putting their blood, sweat and tears and working to create good quality content, to provide good quality services every day. It is through their arrogance that they are stamping out our efforts through their blatant plagiarism, right? So this is why we need to be very, as business owners, as social media users, we need to start taking responsibility, and we need to make the choice, right? So this is the card that I pulled today from the Living Altar Oracle, which is the choice. And I decided to work with this because this card tells me everything that I need to know about making the choice to put myself first over somebody else who's taking advantage of my business. Similarly, this card should inspire you to put yourself first over other people who are taking advantage of you and your business, right? One thing that I we all know is that spiritual services give a lot of solace to people, right? They give solace to people who are suffering from grief, who are experiencing grief, who are experiencing trauma, who want emotional and physical support, right? While sometimes it is okay to think that, at least somebody is benefiting from my content, online, and as long as the right message is passed on to them, that's okay. At the end of the day, it doesn't help you, right? It doesn't help you. You as a spiritual services provider, as long as you are not happy with what is going on in your life, you will never be able to share that happiness with somebody else that is your client. As long as you are not satisfied with the benefits that you are getting or what you are experiencing in your life, you will never be able to pass on that spiritual solace and comfort to somebody else, because you and your energetic vibrations will be disturbed as well. This reminds me of a quote that I read recently from Jaya John, who is the author of Daughter Drink This Water. And this is the quote: saying no to what is not divinely right for you creates room in your soul and your life for a whole new flow of divinely attuned yeses. So when you say no to something that you know is not right for your life, you know is not right for you at this moment, and you know is not going to benefit you in any way, you will be creating more space for your divinely attuned yeses. You will be creating more space for more opportunities for yourself. You will be creating space for helping other people in your life, helping other clients who come to you for spiritual or for any sort of business services for that matter, because you made the choice to put yourself first, to put your business first, especially in the face of plagiarists and fraudulent accounts. So that's where this card of choice comes in for me, where we're considering about how we need to put ourselves first, and we need to pluck up that courage to stand up and to call those people out in public. That's basically what you need to do. Call them out in public and say, hey, you can't do this. I'm not happy. I never gave you my consent. So it doesn't matter if you have attributed me somewhere in the post where it's basically invisible. But I can't stand this. I will not stand this. And to pluck up that courage and to say, take the post down. Otherwise I'm going to report you and block you. It all starts with a single step. We need to respect our own personal boundaries. We need to make other people respect our personal boundaries, right? Because only then will we be truly aligned with the universal energies that will allow us to do our best for our clients, and it will allow us to focus on our growth, right? It will allow us to focus on our growth, focus on the growth and well-being of our clients, and focus on the betterment of humanity as a whole, right? So this is something I really want to talk about. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate this.